that space for translating, you need an inference API integrated into the Hugging Face card. So how much did you pay for the inference APIs?
Well, we didn't pay. We actually...
You see, there's no way you can use an inference API without paying for it. The other thing, you said you fine-tuned. Do you realize what fine-tuning is? Do you know the definition of fine-tuning? You use the model directly as it was from Hugging Face. If in whatever case you decided to use the model, you use it directly as it was from Hugging Face.
Yes.
So I think all you did is just talk a lot and with no project.
Yeah, so thank you so much for your suggestion. I think we need to have you on board so that we can learn together. So thank you very much for your issues. So let's give them another round of applause. I think they did a very good job. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So allow me to invite the next presenters. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. They're going to present on sign language interpretation. So please welcome. It's American Sign Language Interpretation. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Kip Korir Collins. We are going through the American Sign Language Interpreter.
Hi, my name is Karen. So I'll be doing a brief introduction while they do the setup. So the ASL interpretation model aims to revolutionize communication for individuals with hearing impairments. So that is our target audience. It aims to achieve real-time recognition and interpretation of alphabetical letters conveyed through ASL gestures. So this is a work in progress. We only did the alphabetical letters. Obviously there are other sign language gestures that you can use in a conversation. And I'm pretty sure most of you are asking why we did the ASL instead of the KSL. So we are going to put all this into consideration in the future. Hand positions and gestures are captured through a webcam feed, recognized and then they are recognized and interpreted. Our system aims to dismantle communication barriers and foster inclusivity, making sure diverse communication styles are embraced. So we tried Flask to create a web-based interface for the system to allow users to interact with the system by providing input and receiving output. It handled the back-end logic of processing the user input and generating the appropriate response. So the procedure, we're not going to go into detail. So we gathered a diverse data set of alphabetical sign language gestures using Kaggle to find the existing data sets of ASL gestures. Data preprocessing involved the normalizing the hand landmarks coordinated to maintain spatial relationships. So the central to the project success is the utilization of the MediaPipe library, a robust solution renowned for its precision in hand tracking and landmark detection. The chosen classification algorithm was logic regression. It was chosen for its simplicity, efficiency, and interpretability. So the model is trained on the preprocessed datasets and learning patterns that distinguish different hand landmarks. The dataset is split into training and testing sets using the train_test_split function, and evaluation was performed using the FL score accuracy metric. Just a minute.
Okay, on our project, you see, our laptop isn't working well, but what we do was in our American Sign Language project, we use the live webcam so that we can, it display a camera where you can input your sign language and interpret to be a letter. Actually, we didn't do the word because of data set fasting, fast amount that we were supposed to upload, and the runtime of data was taking too long. So we do the alphabetical translation. If it was running, we could show you how it works. So
duplicate your screen. Mira.
so this is our code. So it's running. Okay, there is it. So we use the media pipe to make the ant landmark and tracing. So like this one. So here's the how it works. So like this one. There's a little bit shake of accuracy. So suppose that one to give us A, but you see it's shaking. I don't know why. So you see that one is accurate. That's letter C. So you just input your sign, and then it is interpret from there. So suppose this project was supposed to read even word, but due to the first of data set it requires, just stick to alphabetical characters. So like this letter G, that's letter G. That's supposed to be letter R. And can still use I'm sorry, I don't think our camera is a little bit shaky. That's letter P, but that's how it works. So you just input your sign and then it interprets. That's how our project works. Unfortunately, we didn't deploy because we ran into an error while deploying with Streamlight or Flask. So, but if you know how to do it, you can just meet us later. We can do it better. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much for your presentation. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you so much. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome questions and suggestions how they can improve their project. Because there are some of the challenges that they had include the data set. So the floor is open. Anyone with any question?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
The challenge with the data set is because you did not consider the hardware you are using. For data science, when you are using particular hardware, especially a CPU, we tend to use threading to analyze the data so that we can actually input the refresh rate of the camera and the processing power of the CPU so that we can actually get the peaks of the vertex of the curve, of the learning curve of the algorithm. So that's how you get accurate data even when the camera is shaking. Because as you can see, there have been so many advancements in computer vision, especially like companies like Tesla. That's how they did it. So you should be very innovative when you're thinking. Do not code in the traditional way. Always try as much as possible to code using threads. And maybe I will suggest pure JavaScript so that you can deploy on both Android and Microsoft.
Thank you so much for your suggestions. I believe the team has heard what he has said. And remember, this is work in progress. There's always room for what? Improvement. And we are only here to do what? To learn, right? So any other question or suggestions to improve their work? Any suggestions from the faculty? Ama mjelewa hizi vitu wanafanya? You know, science could mean either you've understood it or you have no idea what is going on. So where do we belong? Where do we belong? Okay, all right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your presentation. So at this point, so we are done with the students' presentations. We still have another afternoon sessions where we are going to continue with student presentation on handling other trucks. So at this point, I want to welcome Professor Karume. Is going to do a presentation on data science and AI project life cycle. So Professor Karume, welcome.
Hi, how are you? How are you? Yes, I'm impressed by what our students are doing. I know we have students and faculty from other universities. I think we have Dedan Kimathi with us, Dikut. I know they have a very good data science center, and of course this is a new field. The reason I'm impressed is because really this is a new area, and our students, the computer science, the IT, are doing well. I know with synergy from other groups, from other universities, then that will be very good. You will be able to catch up. Now, I do believe, even before I make up my presentation, what I have seen the student do, you can almost, even those who have not decided to move into this field. One of the things that I have learned through my career as a computer science IT, I started my journey of teaching computing way back in the year 2000. 2000. By then, I was teaching high school. And you can imagine along the way, I have seen a lot of developments in technology. Sometimes I give my story in class and students are like, wow. Because I remember at Jomo Kenyatta, I did maths and computer at Jomo Kenyatta. Of course, we used to be regarded highly those days when we were doing Word Perfect and Lotus 1, 2, 3. Technology has really moved fast. I am impressed by those who are taking up the challenge of deep diving into the new technologies. I remember when I was teaching at Laikipia University, blockchain was just coming in, and I remember one student that I told, if you want to succeed, don't shy away from emerging technologies. There was one who did a very good web scraping project that time, and it was just coming in. Another one did blockchain. They are doing very well now in Nairobi, very well. I remember one also called Freedom Aware, now in Germany. She also dived into the emerging technologies. The challenge of teaching computing is these technologies keep coming. Our curriculums are so static. That's what you realize. We have very static curriculums. But I am impressed by what I'm seeing from our students. Even before I talk about the life cycle, I think already now you can tell where do we begin and where do we start. Every time these students are making a presentation, what I hear them start saying is they are mentioning this thing called data set. Sindio? Kila mahali wakianza data set. Now the challenge I have found with students, especially when diving into this, we have mathematicians with us here. And sometimes I've had students who don't like mathematics. So they keep asking, hii linear algebra tunafunzwa na sisi ni watu wa computer science, ni ya nini? Hii calculus ni ya nini? You know, they don't understand the mathematics. But you will see, especially in this field, I think 60% of your time is spent doing mathematical work, preparing the data, getting this data. So data engineering comes in very handy, right? That's why I appreciate my maths and computer degree at Jomo Kenyatta today. I remember when I was doing very long linear algebra at Jomo Kenyatta, I was wondering, but then it was very beautiful to marry maths and computer during our days, because that is what was there. By then, Jomo Kenyatta had no Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Bachelor of Science in IT. We didn't have that. I remember we only have one lecturer who is now late, may his soul rest in peace, was Dr. Mengo then, and I think we used to regard him very highly. Now, you need to start appreciating the mathematics the first years, the second years. I think we stopped mathematics around second year, but you realize if you're going to get into data science and AI, it's going to be very, very good for you, especially currently. Now, data science is a multidisciplinary kind of nature. It takes a multidisciplinary aspect. And data science and AI, which comes first? Of course, data science, because the AI learns from data. And you combine knowledge in three areas: data engineering, data science, and machine learning. Each role, of course, contributes to the ensemble of insight decisions and automation for propelling organizations forward. Now, these days, there is no organization that is not generating so much data. Now, in this, if you look at this diagram here, you realize data engineers and data analysts they come in very fast in the first stages of the cycle, then machine learning engineers. And if you are going to call yourself a data scientist, then you need knowledge in all the three areas. It's very important that you have all that. Now, this diagram shows how they interact. I don't know whether it's clear from there, but you can see the data engineer, the yellow lines, at the ingestion of data. At least I saw one project that is doing data ingestion through web scraping. Which was that? There were some students who are doing some web scraping. Was it web scraping or data scraping? And they created a data pipeline. Yeah, that would have been interesting to know, especially what kind of tools they used towards, for you to get, for example, when you are getting live data from the web. And this is why now this thing has to do with maths and computer. How really you create, because the data engineer is responsible for the entire data infrastructure. And when they are looking at the data infrastructure, they have to ingest this data, get it from somewhere. I was looking at, during the COVID-19, if you interacted with that website, it was real time, right? Throughout the world, they were getting data from the entire world, and we could see graphs of what is happening in Kenya. And even now, there is one that I love following. The data security field is coming up. And there's a website that I love that keeps updating what is happening in the field of data security. Of course, Kenya started the the data security regulations the other day. We have a data commissioner now walking around trying to, but there is a good website now. So the data engineer here, before you ingest, between even ingesting and storing your data, quite a lot of work has to happen there, because you're getting a lot of data that is unstructured data, and it has to fit maybe into, if you're not using the NoSQL databases, then you have to keep it either in a data warehouse, and this has to be validated, cleaned, and then standardized. Then you curate the data. Then after that, you forward the data to the data scientist. Of course, therefore, what it means, if you're doing a huge project, for the small projects you are doing, then you have to be the data engineer, you have to be the data scientist, you have to be the machine learning engineer. But if, of course, we are dealing with these mega projects, then you really need collaboration between all these three people. And there is somebody I've not included here called the domain expert. The domain expert, of course, is the person who tells you, this is what I want. It is you to interpret. I loved to hear these guys who were in Rwanda, and they came up, although they were challenged by some guy seated there. We bwana, usiwe unabomoa watu namna hiyo. But you did well, you did well. You are a very good critic. Critiquing is, na usikufe moyo kama unakuwa critiqued. Are we together? Students, in fact, some of you, welcome to our Masters in Data Science starting this year, and Masters of Science in AI. Na utakuja kudefend proposal. Wengine wanatorokanga kabisa na hawarudi. So don't fear being criticized. It's a good thing, but you don't use such strong language. Una moderate language kidogo wakati una critic, but I loved the knowledge, your technical knowledge, and you are able to understand and know, okay, these people in kitu wame. So there's somebody who is not here, who is the domain expert, who is supposed to tell you the problem. Now you see after that, then the data engineer takes over. Now you realize data engineer and machine learning engineer, you see the blue arrows and the red arrows, they are almost, it's only 3 arrows that are left with the data engineer alone. And therefore, what does that tell you? That tells you you can't be a data scientist without becoming a machine learning engineer. Right? The two has to work together. But however, we also want you, the mathematics side, the data engineers, mathematicians, you have to really do mathematics there. That's just, I don't want to waste time here, and the data engineer is the foundation here, responsible for the data infrastructure, and of course the data scientist developing the model, and then machine learning engineer then responsible for deploying this model and then fine-tuning it. As somebody asked there, do you really know what is to fine-tune? I liked it, but of course from where we sit, we appreciate what the young ones are doing. They are really doing well, and it's good to challenge each other. So in the cycle, there are many versions of the data science project cycle. This is just one of them. Others have 6. For example, between 1 and 2, there are some who put the data correction, standing alone. However, there are some who put data correction inside data preparation. I think I like separating it because really, where do you get the data? Before you prepare the data, you have to get it, isn't it? Either through web scraping, because I know we can use data from the cargo and other data sets. We have been trying to establish an open data in Kenya. I visited, and bado isijui kama imekuwa rich siku hizi. Is it very good? I know Bitange Demo tried. He did a good job. You know, we are developing a lot of data in Kenya. We really need that open data portal need to be quite populated. I hope our government will do something there. So there are some versions which separate that. There is a lot that goes into data preparation. And after that, then this stage 3 for exploratory data analysis, before even you go to training the model, if you train, it is garbage in, garbage out. If you train a model with bad data, then you get poor results. That's why we need stage 3, exploratory data analysis. You need to really prepare your data, try to study the patterns, try to see whether there are any errors. Of course, you have done a lot of cleaning there, discretizations and all those things. But then you still need that stage. It's very key that it stands alone, and we do a lot of exploratory data analysis. That is after you are sure your data is good. That is when you can go to modeling the data and then evaluating the model. This is where our friend was talking about fine-tuning and then deploying that model for it to start working. Now we can quickly learn through the steps. Now, understanding the business problem was not part of that, but it is, I think it was, yes. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. This is the first stage of where you have to interact with the domain expert. The way I had the group, the chat, the translation group talk, is like they went to Rwanda. How did you come up with your problem? You went to Rwanda, then you listened to somebody speak. Was it a presentation you listened to? Then something popped up in your mind. That is called intuition, right? At this stage, problems can be identified just through intuition, something that you like. But of course, in normal circumstances, then when we are developing problems for real life, then we need the domain experts. Understanding the client and identifying what is this problem, then the business requirements and the data sources. Where will I get this data? And always, I've listened to students present projects, and they have even put the title, especially, I don't know whether our master students are here. Wengine wanaweka tu pale juu, machine learning model to. The first question comes in my mind. Where will this guy get the data? Is this data there? How do you intend to put the data set together? Remember, a machine learning model requires quite a huge amount of data. I like the amount of data they corrected. You said it was how big? 200 K. And that was just from where? Speak up. Where is the microphone? Yeah, because as he gets it, because you cannot train machine learning na data kidogo. You need a huge data set. So yes, where did you get those words? For example, the Kiswahili words and so forth. Where did you get the data set?
The data set that we used, we collected from Kegel. Kegel had some Swahili data.
Oh, so it was already prepared for you.
Yeah, we collected from a variety of sources: Kegel, GitHub, Huggins Fest, and also.
But Kegel always have already a prepared data. Some of it is not so dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, the data in Kegel is not very dirty. It's actually a lot of data engineering has gone into the data that is already kept in Kegel already. I would like to see somebody who is getting data directly so that you put in a lot of data engineering skills into preparing that data. But it's okay, you got it from Kegel?
GitHub,
Huggins
Fest.
And then what did you do? You had to merge the data together.
We had to merge it and remove some inconsistencies.
Remove a bit of, clean it a bit, data preparation.
Yes.
That's okay. Right, so that is that. So data correction, I have decided to put it, I told you, In the cycle I gave, it was not there, but I like separating it because you need to know where to. It's not always true that you will get a pre-processed or ready-made or ready engineered data for you. You may have to get the data set yourself. And that's why then that is important. You will need to get this data and then ensure that the data is accurate and complete and relevant to the problem you are solving. Now then we come to the data preparation. According to AWS, the process of preparing raw data so that it is suitable for further processing and analysis. And it is for allowing efficient data analysis, remit errors, inaccuracies, and so forth. Now, what goes into this? So data preparation is a wide thing. There are many things that get into data preparation. There is data preprocessing, data cleaning, integration and transformation. They did integration and maybe involved some transformation. Reduction sometimes is important. The data sets could be too big and you want to maybe deal with smaller ones. Discretization. A lot of data we correct may be continuous. You need to discretize this data. There are methods like binning, right? Where you separate the data and you make it discrete and start solving the missing data and so forth and so on. It's after you have cleaned the data, then you move to exploratory data analysis, where then you will have to apply the analytical methods, and you can see up to this point, we are still in mathematics. The bit that is a bit of computing you need if you are mining this data, of course, whether you are, you are scraping the data either from the web or from wherever you are getting it, then you still need, all this work is done very well. So you need to do your data analysis, understand the solution and the variables that may affect it. Once you have the problem that you want to solve, it's important that you know what are these variables that I am trying I'll be analyzing, and where will this come from? And then, of course, during the same process, you will identify errors, detect the errors, and any outliers that you have. Okay, so then there is, it is after you are sure your data is okay, you get to the model building. Now I had them mention Helsinki, but that's other thing. But there are many things. There are many of these models today. The beauty nowadays is that we have so many of them, but it is important you choose. I heard Dr. Kebut asking a certain group, why did you choose this and not the other? Those are questions you need to be really sure if you are doing your project in this area, what model is suitable for what work. So again, it also entails finding a statistical, mathematical, or simulation model to gain understanding and make prediction. Of course, this is where you develop probabilistic model that best describe the relationship. And here you need to separate your data into training and training and testing data set. Then after that, you get to model evaluation. This involves evaluating the performance of the machine learning model, validating the data set to determine its accuracy. And under this, you have two main techniques that you can use. There could be others, but I've picked these two. When you come at evaluation, sometimes there is something in research we call triangulation. I treat this similar to triangulation. Triangulation is a situation where after you've done research, you don't test whether your research is accurate using the same data. You pick another set of data and see whether you will get the same results. And that is what holdout evaluation is about. And this is testing a model with data that is distinct from the one you use to train it. Because remember, these models, finally, they will have to be deployed and they are used in real life. So we need to be careful. But before we deploy for use, then we need to do that. This will offer a flank assessment of learning effectiveness. I treat that similar to what in research we say is triangulation, getting a separate set of data. Then close validation. In this procedure, the initial observation data set is divided into two sets, a training set for the model's training and an independent set for the evaluation. So in number 2, you are using the same data. I prefer number 1 if you can get a separate data set. That is good for your model evaluation. Of course, after that, you can go to model deployment, and then it can be used in real life situation. Now, looking at it, and as I conclude, where do you spend most of your time? A lot of time is spent in the data area. Data engineering work takes a lot of your time. Then, of course, the others, mining data patterns, that would be in the EDA. Mining data patterns would take some 9%. There is 19% where you're correcting the data sets, data correction. But after you have corrected the data, that is what takes a bit of 19%. Cleaning the data and organizing it, that would take a lot of your time. And that is why we said, the reason this is so is because we said garbage in, garbage out. If you give this model long data, it is going to give bad results. Then at least 9% in mining, that's where EDA, spend a bit of time doing a lot of EDA. And then 4%, 5%, some other tasks you'll be doing. And then 4%, that is refining your algorithms, and then building. And you can see building and training takes very, very short time. If you have good data, then the rest of the work is very easy. If you have selected the correct model, if you have done your proper data engineering, then the rest will flow without much problems. Otherwise, thank you so much. I believe we have seen from all those who have presented that at least they went through those steps. Stay around during this. I know we have even postgraduates will be presenting. Nice, we have started with the undergraduates today. I think we still have undergraduate today. Tomorrow we have a postgraduate colloquium. We have postgraduate students doing research in this area from here, Kabarak. We have a few, I think we have 3 from here, some from Dedan Kimathi, others from, we would really appreciate to see the difference between how they present their projects and how we have seen the undergraduate do. But I really appreciate what the undergraduate have done so far. Keep it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Karumi. Let's give him another round of applause. That was a wonderful presentation, very insightful. So at this point, I want to welcome any questions. Any questions regarding data science and AI for Prof? I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, right? You do? Any questions? Mike, please pass mic to Rugendo. and then we'll give to Peter. Right? Is that Peter? Yeah.
My question is, you had talked earlier about a data portal in Kenya, whereby developers or those machine learning enthusiasts can post the data. You didn't mention the name.
Just do a quick search on Kenya Open Data Portal. You will get it. It was started when Bitange Ndemo was the Minister for ICT. But after, I think, Bitange Ndemo, who took over? Is it Joe Musheru? I think Joe Musheru did not put a lot. But there is some data there. There's some data there. For your data to find your way into the Kenya Open Data, I think it has to be really censored, because we don't want just to put data there. But they have started developing that portal. It's coming up.
Yeah, thank you for that. You can take the mic to Peter.
The question I had is, why do most AIs that mimic human emotions and are unrestricted, they tend to commit suicide by starting a chain of false statements that result in their neural network being purged node by node? Is it possible to control this using maybe a dynamic module that's outside the AI itself, to be more like a conscience of itself to prevent the false statements?
Prof, did you? Come again. Just come again. Just come again, Peter.
I've been experimenting with an AI that is mimicking human emotions, and I have not limited it to not giving false statements. But what I noticed, I've not limited it to giving false statements, so it can lie to you. So it's been experimenting. Sometimes it's trying to discern if I can tell if it's lying. But what I noticed is that I have an algorithm that purges false data from the neural network. So it's more of like committing suicide by purging itself node by node. So sometimes it lies, then it starts asking me to remind it what we talked about, like that. So I was asking, can we create another dynamic module that can act like a consciousness for this AI to prevent false statements by trying to predict what it will output?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, one of the challenges when it comes to machine learning, and specifically the models that we have, if you look at ChatGPT, for example, ChatGPT is not perfect, right? There's an issue called what? Hallucination. You know, ushai chapa coffee and then you see stars. Like you see like the clouds are close to you. That is a form of what? Hallucination. In other words, you're responding to a stimulus that is not real. So the same thing happens with what? Machine learning models. So they hallucinate, which is also a challenge even with ChatGPT, right? There are cases whereby they give you wrong output. So this is, of course, is a research that is going on. But for our case, if you're dealing with small projects, I'll advise you to do a lot of what? Model what? Training, right? You need to train your model with a lot of data. You have to do what? In machine learning, we do what? A ratio of what? 3 to 1, right? 60, at least 66% for what? For training, and 33% for what? For testing. When Prof was talking about what? The holdout and cross validation. So you use that particular ratio. That way, your model does not what? At least your model will improve in terms of what? In terms of accuracy. I hope that answers your question. So please, let's not hallucinate. Anyway, any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Okay, all right. So, Prof, now there's this data scientist or this data science enthusiast. Is not a mathematician, is not a statistician, is not a computer scientist, but he loves data science. What can you advise this kind of students? I'm sure there are students among us that are not from the school of SET. Maybe he's a lawyer, maybe he's what? Is a nurse, but he's very interested in data science and AI. What would you advise this student, Prof?
Data science is for everyone. But what some institutions are doing, especially to boost, you are a lawyer, you want to do data science. As we have seen, hesabu ni lazima. So what happens is that, and I think I was with a group yesterday, I was with you. I had one from education. BEd, somebody BEd wanted to do a master's in data science. And my first question was, are you a teacher of maths and something else? Because if this person is not a teacher of maths and something, it's going to be very difficult to navigate data science because of the data engineering concept. So take refresher courses. I've seen people take refresher courses in mathematics. Kina Mwangi are here, the mathematics department, yeah, to help us with that. I think they need refresher courses, but it's good. All people need data science. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Prof, for your insight. I want to take this opportunity to recognize some visitors from other universities. And I would like to welcome the group from Dekut just to say something. And then also from Kisii University, just to say hi to this crowd as we wait for our VC to join us. So who's representing the guys from Dekut? Just say hi to the crowd.
Good morning. My name is Joseph Muguru. I am a lecturer in the Department of Electrical Engineering. I do AI and IoT classes, sessions for masters and for undergraduate. It's very exciting to see what you guys are doing in NLP and other talks that we'll be having later in the day. I'm excited to see what you're doing and probably potentially what we can collaborate with as we build this field of AI in Kenya to make it up to par with the industry standards. Hope to interact with you later in the day for this, the plenary sessions, the breakout sessions. I'll be adding one of the sessions and I hope to have a good time. You're much welcome there. Asanteni sana. We came with a big team. Some of the guys can stand and wave, and our students can just stand and wave to this awesome group, Kabarak University.
Thank you so much for that. Kisii University.
Yes, good morning, colleagues and everyone here. We're very much happy and excited to be part of this conference. And I'm excited by the presentation from the students on deep learning applications. And of course, Prof, your presentation crowning it all. What I normally see, but not yet implemented in Kenya. I think as scholars, we need to see also how we can take the different sectors other than giving maybe the education, say in data science, and we leave the student just to explore all over. I think also we need to specialize and say, of course, we can maybe get some data from medicine, agriculture, finance, so that the student can be well grounded on one of those areas. Otherwise, I've got my colleagues here. I've got Kibwage, Teresa, they can salute, and we've got our students also from the university. I don't know where they are around, so if you're around, you can salute. Yeah, thank you.
He's an awesome God. Amenipa such an awesome song, and I'm never. Hapo kwa njia anataka kodi, ni wewe utaprovide.
and thank you for coming or attending this event. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Reverend Justus Mutuku, the Acting University Provost, to give us a devotional thought and opening prayer. To our Vice Chancellor and our visitors today, and to our great team of students, good morning. Let us pray. Father, we thank you so much that in your gracious love and care, you have made it possible for us to have this academic conversation today. And we honor your name for bringing our facilitators, our university management, and a great team of students from different places, even within our own university. We pray that as we begin this conversation, your presence may be with us to guide, to illuminate, and to order our conversations so that we can honor you through it. We pray that through this brief meditation, your word will enlighten us to be able to be focused as we have this time together. We pray this in Jesus' name. Genesis 1, let me read some passages there to help us. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw that the light was good and separated the light from darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning the first day. And God said, let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water. So God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it. And it was so. God called the expanse sky. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. And God said, let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear. And it was so. And God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land, and that bear fruit with the seed in it, according to the various kinds. And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to the kinds, and the trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. And God saw it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night. And let them serve as signs to mark seasons and days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning the fourth day. And God said, let the water teem with living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky. So God created great creatures of the sea, and every living and moving thing with which the waters teems, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw it was good. God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in numbers, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on earth. And there was evening and there was morning on the 5th day. And God said, let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind. And it was so. And God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw it was good. Then he said, and I want you to pay attention to that, let us make man in our image, in our likeness. Let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock and over all the earth, and over the creatures that move along the ground. So God created man in his own image. In his own image, God created him, male and female. The last verse says, God blessed them and said to them, verse 28, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, and every living creature that moves on the ground. Someone might sit this morning and wonder, why is he reading words on creation of Genesis? I want to bring to our attention that the Genesis 1 and 2 creation narrative reveals the vision of God for creation and humanity. Take note this morning from the Genesis narrative that there are three masses that God put in place for man to harness: the air mass, the water mass, and the land mass. It is clear from the creation narrative that in each of these masses, God placed enormous deposits for man to harness for his existence. Chapter 1 of Genesis, verse 28, reminds us that man was given three responsibilities: to fill the earth, to subdue it, and to rule over it. And these three verbs place man under heavy responsibility and a stewardship as far as dealing with the resources is concerned. Man is therefore tasked with three main responsibilities under which his mandate is to function. 1, to explore. 2, to harness. And 3, to exploit the deposits and resources in order to benefit and live well. Genesis 2:15 tells us man was placed in the Garden of Eden as the context upon which the harnessing, exploring, and exploitation will happen. And that's why Adam and Eve were commanded to work it and to take care of it. Brothers and sisters, the process of harnessing involves a great process. That is where AI, artificial intelligence, is to be located. That is where data science begins to be anchored, even as we converse. These are avenues. And as we sit here today and have a conversation on data science and artificial intelligence, I invite you to do away with those suspicious minds due to lack of anchoring these concepts in the revelatory word of God. Data science is a gift from God. Artificial intelligence is a gift from God. The harnessing and exploitation process requires that we do it with awareness of three things before I see it. First, since it is a gift from God, we can have a conversation but be guided by three views. 1, God is the source of this knowledge, skill, and resources. Secondly, we should view data science and artificial intelligence as intended to serve a higher purpose and divine purpose for God's glory, to serve humanity. And finally, data science and artificial intelligence are to be regulated in accordance to the constraints and the confines of God, so that at the end of it, they can bring glory and honor to God. That angers our conversation as believers, as Christians, as we talk about this great gift from God, artificial intelligence. And he said, and the Lord took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and care for it. That process encompasses artificial intelligence and data science. May we do it for the glory of God. May we be reminded it is for him we do. Let us pray. And so, Father, we thank you so much that when you created man and woman and placed them in the Garden of Eden, you laid a mandate upon them. You did not give them any specific tool, but you allowed space for innovation and the creativity. And as we do so, we are able to harness the resources and the hidden deposits within the three masses, the air mass, the land mass, and the water mass. And it's our prayer that as we do so, we do not follow the path of Genesis 3 after the fall. That we may do it as we remember. It is artificial intelligence and data science are instruments revealed and given to us by God to better our lives, to serve God's kingdom purpose, and to honor your name. I pray that as we begin this conversation, that you will hold each one of us, that we remain focused and anchored on your revelatory vision, that you intend for this to serve a glorious moment to us. So bless this day. Bless us as we have various speakers minister here in many ways. We pray that they will be instrumental to us, and that you cause our students from different universities also to learn from one another. And may this day be fruitful to us. For this we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Mutuku. My duty is brief, and just to draw your attention to the program, that in the afternoon we have breakout sessions in the rooms indicated. So just take note. And I would like to now invite our Dean, School of Science, Engineering and Technology, Dr. Peter Rugiri, to give some remarks, and thereafter invite our DVC, Administration and Finance. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Moses. The Vice Chancellor of Kabarak University, Professor Henry K. Kiprogat. The keynote speaker, Professor John Shawe Taylor. The DVC Administration and Finance, Professor Ronald Chepkirot. University Provost, Reverend Justus Mutuku. Registrar, Academic and Research, Dr. Anthony Soba. The Dean of Students, Dr. Dorcas Gedaiga. The Dean of Information System and Technology, Kisii University, Dr. Jane Minor. Our partners from Kisii University, Dedan Kimathi and Data Science Africa. Our guest speakers, John Matogo, IBM, Samuel Minor, Microsoft Africa, Irene Gedeji, Microsoft, John Kimani, Google, and Professor Sira Minor, Dedan Kimathi University. All participants of this year's event, my fellow deans and colleagues, our students, the KUSA members. I hope you are here, KUSA members. KUSA members, we are set? Tuko set, tuko? Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to this year's Data Science and Artificial Intelligence for Kabarak University 2024. This is the second series because we had the first one last year, and you have to agree with me that artificial intelligence and data science, that's the way to go in the world. I want to say that you are going to learn much. I'm also telling our lecturers, if possible, from this conference, one of a question in your exam at the end of the semester from this school should touch on artificial intelligence and data science. Clap for me. So mine today is so simple. It's I'll not talk much. It's not my day. I would like to welcome the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration and Finance, Professor Lona Chepkirot, to make his remarks and welcome the Vice Chancellor. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Our Vice Chancellor, Kabarak University, Professor Henry Kiblangat, our keynote speaker, Professor John Shawe Taylor, who is the UNESCO Chair of Artificial Intelligence, members of management who are present, Professor Sira Maina from Dedan Kimathi University, Dr. Jane Maina, Dean Information Systems and Technology, Kisii University, Dr. Bernard Maake from Kisii University, Mr. John Matoko from IBM, Mr. Samuel Maina, who are joining us online, Microsoft, Irene Gidinji, also from Microsoft, and Mr. John Kimani from Google, our staff from Kabarak University, conference participants, that includes students from Kabarak University, Kisii University, and Dedan Kimathi. Good morning. My responsibility this morning is to invite our Vice Chancellor. But before I do so, I would just want to make a few remarks that I'm happy to be part of this conference. This is our first conference this year. And the theme is, this is the Data Science and Artificial Intelligence Conference. And the theme is development, deployment, adoption of data science and artificial intelligence solutions. I note that data science and artificial intelligence are things that we are now interacting on daily basis. And especially the artificial intelligence. And for example, it has made life easy in almost all sectors of our lives, and also including research. More specifically, even when we are teaching now using Zoom, there is artificial intelligence that will summarize the lesson at the end of it all. And I find that the summary is even better than the material, because it summarizes even those, generally everything that happens, that takes place in the interactions with students who ask a question, who makes a comment. The summary will be able to summarize, the AI will be able to summarize that. So it has made our teaching much more easier. So I think this is the future, and I believe that having such a conference like this is the right thing to do. at this particular time. And so, without taking my time, it's now my humble duty and privilege to invite our Vice Chancellor, Professor Henry Kiblangat, to come and address us and officially open this conference. Let's give him a hearty clap as he comes to. Welcome, sir. Thank you.
The keynote speaker, Professor John Shaw Taylor, UNESCO Chair on Artificial Intelligence, Chair of Computational Statistics and Machine Learning, and Director of the Center for Computational Statistics, University College London, Department of Computer Science. Our guest speakers, John Matogo, Corporate Social Responsibility Leader for Middle East and Africa, IBM. Samuel Miner, Senior Applied Research Scientist, Microsoft Africa Research Institute. Irene Gidinji, Education Management Lead, Microsoft. John Kimani, Program Manager, Google Developer Ecosystem Team. Professor Sira Miner, Coordinator, Data Science and Artificial Intelligence Lab, Dedan Kimathi, University of Technology, Kenya, and Board Chair, Data Science Africa. The Dean of Information Sciences and Technology of Kisii University, Dr. Jane C. Miner, I think that is your name, if I'm not wrong. The members of Kabarak University Management Board who are here, namely Professor Ronald Chepkilot, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration and Finance, Reverend Justice Mutuku, the Acting Provost in charge of Spiritual and Student Affairs, Dr. Anthony Somba, Registrar, Academic and Research, our Dean of Students, Dr. Gidaiga Dorcas, the University Librarian, represented by Mr. Daniel Ruto, the Director, Research, Innovation and Outreach, Dr. Moses Thiga, the Deans of Schools who are here. I can see Dr. Rugiri, the Dean, School of Science, Engineering and Technology, Professor Melitus Nyongesa Wanyama, the Dean, School of Music and Media. Any other Dean here? I can see, those are the only ones who are present. Directors of various directorates of Kabarak University. Staff members, faculty members are here. Fellow researchers and scholars, conference participants from Dedan Kimathi University, Kisii University, Kabarak University, and any other visitor who is here. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am pleased to welcome you to the first event in our 14th International Research Conference, the second Data Science and Artificial Intelligence Conference. The use of data for decision-making and strategic planning has become a key need for organizations. This practice, often called data-driven decision-making, is made possible by the increased ability to collect, to store, to transmit, and process data. This data in modern times is big data. Big with respect to volume, big with respect to velocity, and big with respect to variety. The end-to-end process that supports data-driven decision-making has now come to be known as data science. Data science has its foundations in mathematics and statistics, computing and information technology, as well as other domains like health, education, law, agriculture, climate, economics, and language, among others. While the foundational knowledge areas are somewhat traditional, it is the need to have individuals with a combination of these skills that makes the field new and unique. Potential practitioners are now required to acquire these multidisciplinary skills on an ongoing basis. In this regard, distinguished conference participants, Kabarak University has over the last few years made efforts to position itself to be a choice destination for data science and artificial intelligence capacity building in the following ways. Number one, the establishment of the Center for Data Science and Artificial Intelligence last year. This center, domiciled in the School of Science, Engineering and Technology, is a multidisciplinary center whose focus is on the on capacity building, research, and innovation in the area. And the center is currently hosting boot camps and hackathons for capacity building. Number two, the development of the Bachelor of Science Data Science program, Master of Science Data Science program, and Master of Science Artificial Intelligence program. These programs, to be offered in the Department of Computer Science and Information Technology, have already been reviewed by the Commission for University Education and are set to be launched this year. And number three, hosting the annual conference on data science and artificial intelligence. The conference, ladies and gentlemen, seeks to provide a platform for researchers and practitioners to share experiences, practical skills, and knowledge in developing, deploying, and adopting data science and artificial intelligence solutions in our continent. The event is now in its second edition and features undergraduate project presentations, a graduate student colloquium, industry presentations, and research paper presentations. What about this event, the 2024 event? Participants, the 2024 event is a hybrid event and will feature a total of 69 presentations. These comprise of 31 undergraduate student project presentations, 9 graduate student colloquium presentations, and 29 research paper presentations. We are particularly pleased to note that the conference has attracted the participation of researchers from Kenya, Uganda, Benin, Mali, Finland, Germany, and Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to note that this year the event was organized in conjunction with a team from Kisii University led by Dr. Bernard Maake, and a total of 6 members of staff and 8 students from Kisii University will be making presentations at this conference. I would like to request the Kisii University team to stand so that we can give them the Kabarak University welcome. Can we clap for them? Please give them 3 kilo claps. Give them 3 kilo claps synonymous with Kabarak University. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. That reminds you something. Secondly, we are also pleased to have partnered with the Data Science and Artificial Intelligence Lab at the Dedan Kimathi University of Technology, DECUT. A team of 13 faculty members and students from DECUT, led by Professor Sira Maina, will be making presentations at this conference. DECUT team, please rise so that we can also give you 3 kilo claps. But clap for them only when they stand. Where are the others? Where are the students? I can see them. All right, let's give them 3 kilo claps. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, industry partners are also featuring prominently in the conference this year. And the following are present. Number 1, John Matogo, Corporate Social Responsibility Leader for Middle East and Africa at IBM. Mr. Matogo will be making a presentation on artificial intelligence and data science learning resources from IBM. I am pleased to note that over the years, IBM has offered these resources and capacity building for our faculty. This year, IBM has also come on board as a sponsor for this conference. I mean a sponsor for the conference. Number 2, Irene Githinji, an education engagement lead at Microsoft, will be making a presentation on the Microsoft Upskilling and Faculty Immersion Program. I am pleased to note that Microsoft offered capacity building for our faculty in 2023, and a new cohort is set to be onboarded in a few weeks' time. Number 3, Samuel Miner, Senior Applied Research Scientist at the Microsoft Africa Research Institute, in short, MARI, will be speaking on the Microsoft Research Agenda in Africa. We look forward to learning about how to grow our research capacity in data science and artificial intelligence in collaboration with the Institute. And number 4, John Kimani, a program manager at the Google Developer Ecosystem, will be introducing the conference participants to the Google AI ecosystem. Google has partnered with the university over the years through the annual TensorFlow grant for historically black colleges and universities. And through this grant, we've been able to develop our data science and artificial intelligence curricula, host boot camps and hackathons, as well as finance this conference in part. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference has been sponsored by the Artificial Intelligence Journal, Google, Data Science Africa, and IBM. We wish to express our heartfelt appreciation for their generous contributions that have made it possible to hold this conference. Our guest speaker today is Professor Shira Maina. Professor Shira Maina is the coordinator of the Data Science and Artificial Intelligence Lab at Dedan Kimathi University of Technology, Kenya. And Professor Maina is also the board chair of Data Science Africa. Professor Shira will be making a presentation on formulating and conducting DS and AI research at the Graduate Students Colloquium tomorrow, Wednesday, the 7th of February. I am pleased to note that Data Science Africa has previously sponsored the participation of 30 faculty and students to the Data Science Africa event held in Kigali, Rwanda in 2023. The 30 faculty and students are from Kabarak University. Data Science Africa has also sponsored this conference and other data science activities at our university this year. Our keynote speaker this year is Professor John Shaw Taylor. Professor Taylor is a professor at University College London in the United Kingdom. His main research area is statistical learning theory, but his contributions range from neural networks to machine learning to graph theory. Professor Shaw Taylor obtained a PhD in mathematics at Royal Holloway, University of London in 1986. He subsequently completed an MSc in the Foundations of Advanced Information Technology at Imperial College. He was promoted to Professor of Computing Science in 1996, and he has published over 150 research papers. Professor Shaw Taylor moved to the University of Southampton in 2003 to lead the ISIS research group. He has been the director of the Center for Computational Statistics and Machine Learning at University College London since the year 2006 in the month of July. He has coordinated a number of European-wide projects investigating the theory and practice of machine learning, including the NeuroCult projects. He is currently the scientific coordinator of a framework VI network of excellence in pattern and analysis, statistical modeling, and computational learning, Pascal, involving 57 partners. Professor Taylor is a UNESCO chair on artificial intelligence, and he will be making a presentation on a human rights approach to artificial intelligence in the plenary tomorrow, on Wednesday, 7th February at 10 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 event will tentatively be held between 3rd and 7th of February 2025. We are making this announcement so that you can program yourselves to be present in the event. The event will build upon the 2023 and 2024 events in the following ways. Number one, a greater representation of participants and institutions from the East Africa region and globally. Number two, demonstrations of data science and artificial intelligence solutions by industry players. And number three, plenaries and panels on contemporary issues in data science and artificial intelligence. Distinguished conference participants, we look forward to hosting you next year, God willing. With those few remarks, I would like to take this opportunity to wish you all fruitful engagements during this conference. Please take time to attend all the sessions, listen keenly, learn, and engage the presenters on their work. That is what makes a good conference. It is now my great pleasure to declare this conference officially opened.
Thank you very much, our Vice Chancellor, for those very insightful remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, without much further ado, I would like to now welcome, we are going into a session of presentations by our industry partners, namely IBM, Microsoft, and Google. And our first presenter is in the room, and his name is Mr. John Matogo. Welcome, sir. So John, as introduced, will introduce himself further. He's been a long-time friend of this university, and we are glad that you found time to come in person today.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Vice Chancellor Kiplagat, for the introduction and also for inviting IBM to Kabrak University. As Moses has mentioned, I'm not a stranger to the institution. I've been here a couple of times, but I think it's been a while since I last visit, so I'm really happy to be here. To all the other colleagues coming from Kisii University and Dedan Kimathi, pleasure to be with you. I've also visited your institutions a number of times, so and I also look forward to coming over there sometime. I will have a few slides just to share some thoughts and some opportunities that you could leverage. As Moses has mentioned, we have collaborated with the university over the years, offering a number of services. One is capacity building for the faculty. The idea is to catalyze the technology training. As you are all familiar, technology is changing at a very rapid pace, and from the industry, what we'd like to do is to make sure that we are making this learnings that we make from industry available to academia. One, for the faculty members, as you are going about your duties of teaching, research, and so on, you will have access to the latest technologies that we are selling commercially. For students, as you go through your academic training, you also are exposed and get your hands-on practice in using this technology. So that when you join the workforce, you are ready and set to become productive from day one. So I will spend a few minutes just talking about these items here. Feel free to take some links that will be useful for you as you go through your learning journey during this data science and AI conference, but also as you go along in your skilling journey. Well, I will theme my discussion around the skills gap. And the reason why we're talking about the skills gap is technology is changing very rapidly. Right now, what is the big hype? What is the big talk around technology? The provost mentioned this during his remarks. AI, right? Artificial intelligence is a big thing. And not just AI, but now we're talking about generative AI, right? So this and last year alone, just between that beside becoming a hot topic in February last year, and over the period of the year, we've seen that change very rapidly. And this is the trend. In fact, what the analysts predict is that we have not reached the peak yet. So we'll still see a lot of changes coming up in the next few years. If you wish to reach me, my email is there. Feel free to reach out. So from an IBM perspective, we are cognizant that these technologies are not only changing the way we do work, but also the workplace itself is changing. And through our skills build initiative, which I'll spend most of my time talking about, we're looking at empowering the workforce, which is all of you, in having the right skills to become productive in this changing world. So through skills build, we give you access to learning, we give you access to credentials which allow you to get recognition for the learning that you have, and with that you can go out into the market and secure the opportunities. And it's all coming from our CSR program, so we're not charging. As long as you're in the university system, we are not charging you. So please capture this, because this is very useful, and I would say key for students, because I will always keep telling you, your student identity is very useful. When you graduate, when you get out into the job market, you'll realize a lot of things change. Apart from paying taxes, you will also have to pay for a lot of the learnings that you will see that are available at the moment free of charge, as long as you have your university email credential. So a little bit about IBM. So IBM as a technology company, we call ourselves the 112-year startup. A startup because we are continuously transforming ourselves as a company. Many, or maybe of the older generation, will remember IBM for the computer systems, right? We used to sell the computers, but now you might see some people with branded Lenovo computers. So we sold that business to Lenovo about 2 decades ago. Right now, as a company, our focus is on artificial intelligence and hybrid cloud. So when we look at all these technologies that we are discussing, our focus is on artificial intelligence, but not so much to the retail market. We are a business-to-business company. We sell our technologies to other companies. So many times you'll not realize that IBM is powering a lot of the systems, but we are at the back. So in the course of your day, you will interact with IBM several times. So we are powering your telco, your banks, airlines, and so on. So when you interact with their systems, we are at the back there powering those systems. So we are a business-to-business company. It might not be very clear on that slide, but the idea here is to show you that throughout the 100+ years of the company's existence, we've had significant milestones in terms of our contribution to technology. Some of which now we just use and take for granted, but those were breakthrough innovations at the time during history. At the bottom there, you see the eras of computing, from mainframe to PC and so on. And right now, we're in the era of hybrid cloud, AI, and quantum is now the next phase that we are focusing on. So quantum computing is still very early stages, but this is another era of computing. With the large amounts of data that we're all dealing with and the need for very large computing capacity, a new architecture of computing, if you wish. Quantum computing is now where some of our focus is. Hybrid cloud, because it's clear that no organization will commit everything to one cloud environment. So you might have some running on Microsoft Cloud, on Google Cloud, and so on, IBM Cloud. But what we have realized that we need to bring this all together. And through technology called containerization, through our OpenShift, we are able to bring this all together. And so an organization can utilize all those benefits of multi-cloud, and even because of some industries you require to have local on-premises computing, then we bring that all together, and that is why we're promoting hybrid cloud. And this is something that IBM is championing at the moment. So this is an overview about IBM, just for you to know that as a company, we're still very much in the game, but we're not visible in the retail market because we are a business-to-business company. I come from the corporate social responsibility organization of IBM. My focus is on really 4 main areas. We do ESG. This is becoming an important framework for corporate governance. Sustainability. We have a very robust program for volunteerism and giving. And what our big focus is on education and workforce development. And this is primarily what our academia collaboration is focused on, right? So I will spend most of my time here looking at these particular areas. Okay? So we were mentioning that generative AI has, in the last few months, is something that has become very big, right? In IBM, as a business-to-business company, many of you might be familiar with ChatGPT, right? Because that is what you're able to use, right? That is, let's say, what is available for the retail market. From an IBM perspective, because remember, we are a business-to-business company, what we have is called Watson X. So Watson X is our generative AI engine, but we use that within organizations. So a lot of companies that are now beginning to automate a lot of functions internally are using this Watson X technology to power some of their functions. You might hear that companies are now able to modernize their code, especially companies that utilize systems from many years ago. IBM was famous for a lot of systems that were COBOL-based. So COBOL is a very old programming language and worked very well for a lot of companies. Since the 1960s, some organizations have been using that. No issue at all. It's powering systems until now. But they're able to modernize that using Watson X. So that using Watson X, they're able to convert or to translate that into newer computing languages using AI. Customer care departments for some organizations are being automated using Watson X. So this is all being powered by AI. So the main thing that I want to let you know is that technology jobs are changing. You are using ChatGPT, but even two individuals who are using ChatGPT will get very different responses, right? Because of the way you're able to prompt the system. You're able to prompt the technology. So whoever is more efficient in defining their prompts will get a much more efficient response from those. So it still requires that you are actually skilled up on how to use those generative AI tools. So I'll show you on Skills Build. There is a very short training on how to become more efficient in your prompting of these AI technologies. So as IBM, we've committed to skill 30 million people by the year 2030. So through some of our, if some of you have been using sites like Coursera, you'll find some online learning opportunities. And because of this commitment, we actually pulled some of our content from Coursera and we put on Skills Build. That means we are now giving to you at no charge. So you don't need to go to Coursera to pay for it. But we give it to you on Coursera because we just want to fulfill this mission that our CEO committed to. So when I show you Skills Build, go in there as students, register, take that learning that is now available free of charge. If you wish to pay, you can go to Coursera, but here it's free of charge for you. So our academia program is very is something that IBM holds very dear. We've been collaborating with academia for many years. So from the time when the first computing system was developed back in the 1940s, we've been working closely with academia, and we'll continue to do that. And as Moses mentioned, we've been very close with Kabarak, I believe since 2015, thereabout. So, and we're still making sure that we do that. I will share with you some resources that, as students, utilize those to complement what you learn and also in your innovation journey. So we've got some resources which we provide through the software downloads. So this is a free offering that you can go in there, find software, find compute technology that you can utilize. As you go through your academic program, if you need to use software, you can download it, use it free of charge. If you're looking to skill yourself on AI, on cloud, on any other technology, cybersecurity, you can go in there, take a learning, and take the test and get the digital credential for that. We were previously giving access to IBM Cloud. I will just tell you all, for the moment, IBM Cloud, at least in Kenya and Ghana, has been put on hold. We have to agree some new regulation that has come up. Until that is finalized, so cloud will be on hold for the time being. Okay, so there's some issues we have to look at that. And then we also work closely with faculty members. If you wish to have some IBMers, I mentioned we have a robust volunteering program. So a lot of IBMers are able to come in as guest speakers and so on. And then the college skills program, which is the one that we do for faculty training. So every year, I believe even right now we have a faculty training that some colleagues from Kabarak are attending a data science training. Okay? And many more. So things like internships and so on, that is still covered under this. But I will focus my discussion around this. Like I mentioned, the engagement with academia has been robust, and it's something that we do globally. So what I share with you here, my counterpart in Asia, in Europe, in the US is doing exactly the same thing. So you have access to exactly the same that they have access in other countries. Okay, so if you're taking links, this is the first one you should take note of, Skills Build. So the link at the top there is skillsbuild.org. That is primarily the landing page for our resources that you will access. Okay, so here you'll find over 1,000 course topics on different areas: technology, entrepreneurship, project management, sustainability, you name it. So you've got a lot of learning resources that are available here for you to skill yourself up. And the reason why we do this, again, we go back. The workspace is changing very rapidly. So the need to continue upskilling and reskilling is a habit that we need to develop. Okay? So as you go through your learning, check in there, find a module that you can utilize to skill yourself up. Whether you are taking a course in computer science, you need to be knowledgeable about other things as well. So all this is self-learning. So you log in, create your profile, and then begin learning. When you have a moment, take a few minutes, learn about a particular topic. When you disconnect, come back again, you'll pick up from where you left off, and you can continue learning that way. All the content there has tests. When you complete a module, you get a test. If you pass the test, you get the digital certificate emailed to you automatically if you make the pass mark. So the pass mark for all the modules is 80%, and you can keep on. So for the faculty members, if you wish to incorporate this as part of the complement to your learning modules, you're welcome to do so. For students, prepare yourself, skill yourself up on things that might not even be related to your course. So you've got modules like interviewing skills, preparing your LinkedIn profile. I talked about the one of being more efficient in prompting the Gen AI tools, right? So we've got a module on prompt engineering that is available there. Very short, 15 minutes, and you skill yourself up on how to do that. So this is the culture, and by the way, this is the trend now. This sort of just-in-time learning. When you need to do something, you then go in and skill yourself up. It's all available at the moment at no charge, so you go in there, create your profile, and I said start learning. Yeah, so you've got general, mindfulness, sustainability, you name it. All those modules are built in that area. Very quickly, how do you go about accessing these resources? And because the discussion is around data science and AI, I will then focus you to some of these learning resources. So when you click on the skillsbuild.org, this is the landing page. Okay? At the top right, you can see the tab that has got the blue marker. It says sign up. For the first time access, you'd sign up to that. And then when you click on sign up, you choose which resource you'd like to access. So for the skills build, we've got content for high school level. Okay, for this audience, I will not talk about that, but we work in the country with the ministry to support the CBC program, so around coding and digital literacy. But for in your case, the college skills program and the adult learner content is where I would point you to, right? So for the college skills program, this is what we are doing in collaboration with the faculty members. So it is a train-the-trainer model where it is an instructor-led type of training. Okay? So for that, Kabrak is already on board. I believe Dr. Andrew Kipkebut is running that in Kabrak. So if you wish to join some of those, feel free to attend that. We require, for the benefit of Dekut, I think actually Dekut, I believe, is actually signed up as well, right? For the benefit of Kisi, if you'd like to sign up on this program, there's just a minimal paperwork we need to sign with the university. We can do that. That's what we call the CLA, but it's not a big deal. For the college software downloads and the adult learners, this is all self-access. So you just go in there, pick on those, and then you can begin learning and accessing the different resources. So I'll quickly flip through this is for the college skills program, the faculty-led program, so I will skip this for you. For the software downloads, when you get on this page, you click on the software downloads tab. This requires you to only have your university email address. That is the only way you access this particular resource. So you click on that, click on sign up. It will bring you to this site here. It will ask you for the first time registration, enter your university email address. So your university email address would be your username at your university domain, right? So that's why I say it's important to have that. And when you go through that registration process, just a simple account creation process, you'll have access to a wide range of technology offering from IBM. So if you're interested in cybersecurity, if you're interested in cloud computing, if you're interested in quantum computing, if you're interested in data science and AI, you have access to almost the entire portfolio of IBM computing resource that we sell commercially to all the companies. As a student, as a faculty member, you can download, you can utilize these resources for your academic purposes only. Okay, so not to open up your business and start selling that to the banks, but for you to skill yourself up. Okay, so if you think about if you're going into a line of AI or to data science, if you're doing some modeling, find a tool that you can then skill yourself up and then do that. If you're doing some project that you need a database solution, go in there, download DB2 and utilize that. The idea behind this is to make sure that you have the hands-on skills. When you're looking for opportunity, yes, you've got skills in modeling or in databases and so on, but you can also add on that you've got fluency or you've got hands-on skills on this particular tool. Okay, that adds on. If you're in cybersecurity, you can utilize the cybersecurity tools that are available there. And I can tell you, these are industry use technologies. So when you go to a lot of the companies, you find that they are utilizing some of those resources that you're familiar with. Okay? So go in there. Again, it's available at no charge as long as you utilize your university email account, use it, and get skills on it. For the data science, because we're at a data science event, let me just give you a sample of what you find behind the data science repository. So one, you've got a lot of course material. So we've got full course material that you can utilize to skill yourself up on data science. So for faculty members, if you're reviewing curricula or you're looking to complement what you're teaching in the class, there's a lot of content available here. Full course material that you can utilize. Earlier on we were discussing with the leadership and the idea of trust and within AI systems is something that is becoming, and responsible use of AI technology is something that is increasingly becoming important. So again, there's a lot of content around that particular area. And from IBM, we are a trusted computing company. So for us, this is something that is key and very important. So, as you can see, tech for good. That is one of our slogans. So a lot of course materials available there. Go and skill yourself up if you wish. And then all of it is badged, meaning that when you finish the learning, you can take the test for that. We have a lot of software that you can also utilize for in your data science journey. SPSS Modeler, Cognos, all these are tools that you can download and utilize available from there. The other one that might be of interest for those who are doing data science projects, we have some data sets that you can utilize. So when you go to the Data Asset Exchange, there's data sets in different fields, whether in healthcare, in aviation, in financial services. You can download these data sets. Again, coming from industry, but has been anonymized so that obviously we don't let out any information. But it has been open sourced so you can utilize it for your academic exercises. Okay, so a lot of resources that can help you if you're in a data science, if you're developing a career around data science, build your hands-on skills. I had Dr. Thiga mention that you are planning some hackathons and this kind of activities. Again, these are resources that you can utilize for that because you need to have data that you can play around with. So these are things that you can use for your innovation journey. What I always say to students is that the playing field is now level. So for a student who is based in Kabarak or a student who is in any university in the US or in China, or you have access to exactly the same resources. Now you just need to stretch your mind and become innovative. But the computing resources, the same are available to you as they are to anyone else. So this is for the software downloads. Key thing, remember you need to log in with your university email account. And as long as your email address is at Kabarak or Kisi University or Dikut, you're good. You can access those resources at no charge. Okay. And by the way, happy to get some questions or comments if you wish to ask that. The final one, and very quickly I'll show you, is the adult learner content. So this one, when you get that page, when you click on the sign up, you click on the adult learner, you get different learning opportunities, again, self-paced. You create your profile, and you can get learning on literally any topic you can think of, right? There's 1,000+ modules on that particular interface. Just to give you an overview of what is available there, so you've got technology topics, you've got professional skills, you've got job roles, topics defined around job roles. So it's quite rich in terms of how we organize those resources. For the faculty members, if you again wish to challenge your students or to give them something more, you can point them to this and they can take the learning from that. For those of you who are here, remember I mentioned the prompt engineering course, right? While I'm still here if you're able to show me that you've completed that 15-minute course before the end of lunch, I have an item I will give to you. Okay? So just to show you that is possible. Create your account very quickly and complete that 15-minute course, and then you'll just show me that you've completed the course, and I'll give you something. Okay? For the data analysts, just to point you to some resources, so it is a full learning track around the job role of a data analyst. Okay, so this is just an overview of some of the courses that you have there. So the course is organized in that way. You've got the learning objectives. You've got an indication of the duration. You can see the first part of the course is 12 hours long. It comes in those different languages. Okay, and at the end of it, you get the digital credential that is shown there in the picture. And then the second part of it, again, you also have some deeper knowledge about data science. So if you look at this is about almost 35 hours, actually more than that, actually almost 50 hours worth of learning just around data science. So if you complete the first one and these 2 modules here, you will be comfortably able to call yourself a data scientist. Okay. So with that, I just wanted to share with you those resources that as IBM we make available to all of you. If you're looking to build your skills and in data science or in artificial intelligence, it's as simple as logging into that particular website and just developing the discipline of continuous learning. By the way, if there is something that I would encourage you for your future going forward is this habit of continuous learning, because as the technology keeps changing, that is something that we need to cultivate, the habit of continuous learning, because one thing that I know is that it's not going to change. That change is going to continue happening for a long time. And the only way you can keep up with that is make sure that you continue skilling yourself. So with that, I thank you for the time and for Moses for inviting me here. I wish you all the best in this conference. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate John. Maybe there's a question or two. As Samuel Minor prepares our technical team, just work with Samuel to make sure his presentation is up. Maybe a question or two for John regarding the IBM resources. Of course, the one question we always ask is, are they free? I think you already answered that, isn't it? Yeah. So after free, there is no further questions. No further questions, John, as long as it's free. Yes, there's a question over there, Dennis. Yeah. In the meantime, technical team, just be checking with Samuel Minor from Microsoft. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Does IBM cover organized learning for AI?
So I showed you the modules around data science, but if you do look at the modules around AI, you'll then find that as part of the learning journey of the AI program.
Oh, that was answered. That was fast. Another question? Any other question for? I thought somebody would be asking about what? Internships, jobs. You know? Okay. They're not yet there. Yeah, I think they're fine. They got all the internships they want, the jobs. So I hope you took note of that. So I see that Samuel Minor is on. Samuel, would you want to speak? Let's see whether I can hear you. Our technical team. Samuel Minor from Microsoft Research Agenda in Africa. Microsoft Research Africa. David Saruni, you did extended for me and I wanted just plain. Okay. Okay, Samuel, oh great, you can hear us. We can't hear you. The team on sound, let me know what we need to do. The team on the sound, let me know what needs to be done. I can see Samuel is speaking, but we can't hear him. Samuel, just give us a minute. We can see that you're speaking. Technical team, let me know whether we need to do, whether you need to put this microphone here. So members, just give us a minute. Let's get the sound.